We're back and you're watching News Channel 3 live at 9. Just over 2 weeks from now, millions of American families will begin receiving thousands of dollars. The American Rescue Plan passed by Congress in March increases the maximum child tax credit. Families will then receive monthly payments starting July 15th. In Money Matters this morning, many people still have questions surrounding the program. To get some answers, we are live with Miles Mason, a certified public accountant and a divorce attorney. Miles, welcome to Live at 9. Good to see you this morning. First and foremost, who qualifies for this child tax payment?
Well, that's a great question. The answer is parents who filed tax returns last year. And so if you had a child tax credit last year, they're going to be predisposed to let you do it again. Now, there's a particular portal that you can go to through the IRS. You can Google it and begin to put your credentials in there. But the question becomes, and the difficulty around is surrounded about if parents are divorced or separated. That's where it's going to get really complicated.
So what's the complicated part about that, Miles? We already know divorce can be difficult as it is, but this is an additional layer that this could potentially add to it.
Right, and it's so complicated, most divorce lawyers have no clue, okay? The divorce and separated people that have parenting plans on a particular form. And the form is issued out of Nashville by the powers that be. And the form discusses dependency deductions, which hasn't been the law in Tennessee in 3 years, 3 tax years. So the question becomes, if you have the right to claim the children under your parenting plan, odds are, if you were going to court, the court would give you the child tax credits. The odd thing is now the child tax credits can be much higher than they were before, which is much more valuable than the dependency deduction. And so the court's going to cite that the parent who gets the dependency deduction is also receiving child support is entitled to that tax benefit. But the form itself leaves everybody in the blank and in the dark, and there are certain requirements. If a non-custodial parent or a parent with less than 182 days wants to claim the child tax credit, it's going to require the other parent to sign IRS Form 8332. Now, the answer I just gave you may sound like a bunch of jumbled mess, and it is. So if you have questions, you look at your parenting plan, you need to call your lawyer and you need to call your CPA and have a conversation, because the number of if-thens are substantial.
They definitely sound like it, Miles. Also, the other issue is what to do with that money every month coming in, because a lot of folks, are easily going to be excited about it. They were saying they could maybe use the additional funds for, child care payments, things of that nature, just to pay one's insurance or anything like that. But how should you spend that extra money? What recommendations do you have there, Miles?
First, don't spend it. Put it in a child's 529 college account. If you have a college account already, put it into a Roth IRA. There is a possibility and likelihood that many parents who are getting this, and I can't tell you a percentage, are going to owe that money back on April 15th, 2022.
So you seem to be implying, is that money mine or is that money the government's, or whose money is it?
It's the government's money they're giving you to spend now, but that they're going to charge you later. It's a credit, but it's really a shell game of a way to put money back into the economy rather than a smart financial planning mechanism for parents. And many parents who qualify for this child tax credit, which means you make under a certain amount of money, look forward to and use their tax refunds as a quasi savings account. Well, that's going to be much lower.
Sure. Now, Miles, at the same time, as you well know, a lot of families, especially here in a city like Memphis, are going to say, I need that money right now. I can't, put it into a savings account. I need it to pay bills right now. Any recommendations there?
Still, do the best you can to live on what you got and leave that alone. Even if it's just throw it in a savings account, get some interest on it. Do everything you can not to spend money that's not yours until the final tax return is filed. Because I'm really worried that the average person's withholding can be fairly accurate to what the ultimate tax liability is going to be. So please be conservative with it. If you have to spend it, I can't tell you not to spend it. I'm saying what is financially sound and conservative, don't spend it.
You've left us with a lot to think about. Divorce payments, Uncle Sam, Miles, you've given us a lot to think about here. Thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, good to see you. Mary Beth, back to you.